I'm pretty sure he can choose to attack or not. Even though they have the same number of monsters on the field, the number of monsters on the field did change. It went from 2 to 1 to 2.
Yeah, that's fine.
It looks like they may be asking the judges just to verify if he can redeclare. We'll take a moment just to wait and see what the result is. It's kind of interesting because it's not an effect that usually happens when you declare an attack. There's not too many cards that quick effect tribute themselves off the field to special summon from the deck during the battle phase.
Now we see those a lot as just sort of affect something like Lone Fire Blossom. That only happens during your main phase. We know that Nicholas has a copy of Ultimate Slayer and then just, it looked like 2 Tenpai monsters in his hand. The thing though is all it takes is 1 Tenpai monster uninterrupted
to really snowball into all those huge synchro summons for sure.
Several ways that several methods have to puzzle. Regardless of the numbers is some things that can trigger a replay are adding a new monster to the field.
Yep, okay. Yep. Yeah, it definitely triggers a replay. I thought I was going crazy for a second.
A little bit.
But I was like, for sure, you hear the crowd clapping at the right ruling coming down from the judges.
Even the judges get a cheer.
I was like, this kind of doesn't really ever happen, but I feel like if your opponent's number of monsters changes or the monsters themselves change, you get a chance to redeclare.
Got rid of that one early.
Like, because otherwise, like, if you attack and they go activate Call the Haunted, but then get
Chain
one of my
Forbidden
monsters.
Droplet.
Yes, send one of my monsters, bring back, haha, I got you. No, that's not how Yu-Gi-Oh works. Interesting. So let's see if he decides to redeclare.
Does kind of now seem like this Chandra is essentially going to act as a threatening roar, holding back any attacks. So it is going to buy Nicholas another draw phase with, again, with the Tenpai strategy. 1 draw phase, 1 Tenpai, sometimes that's all you need. So it'll be interesting to see how Steven decides to navigate his main phase 2. He doesn't know that Nicholas has a copy of Ultimate Slayer in hand, but depending on the pathway here through this turn, we'll see if that ends up mattering.
So he does go into main phase 2, not wanting to declare any attacks. Uses Requiem's effect to try and equip to Engraver, and then that is going to prompt him to chain Espeon Knight to banish them both. And now Steven is going to discard Fiendsmith Engraver from the hand to add a Fiendsmith. Is that Sanct? I can't, it might be tracked.
It's tracked. I don't think he plays Sanct, yeah.
Yeah, we've seen it in the Magical Musketeer Fiendsmith decks, but not so much in any other strategies. All right, now he's going to link away the token and the Crimson Tier. Yep, token just kind of goes off to the side. To link summon. Has to be something that he can make with non-effect monsters. Well, looks like we have a quick pause here. But, you know, in this time, I mean, I can just talk about how much I like Quarter Century Bonanza.
Yeah, you could always do that.
It's literally 2 sets in one. I'm not even joking. We have a lot of cool reprints of like cards like Espeon Knight that you can find easily accessible. High power cards like that, Diabell Star, Wanted Seeker, the Simple Spoils. But there's also a 200 card Nostalgia pool that you will guarantee to get one of in every single one of your packs. They always come in Platinum Secret Rare or Quarter Century Secret Rare.
Including some iconic cards like Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn.
So many iconic cards. Whether you're a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! In the past or currently, there's something for everyone in Quarter Century Bonanza. But now it looks like we are continuing to play. The Link Summon for Fiendsmith sequence comes down.
Now going to go into a Fusion Summon for Desiree.
Oh yeah, it's thinking which ones. Okay.
Yep. Going to return Requiem, Lacrima of the Crimson Tears, and Fiendsmith Engraver to Fusion Summon Fiendsmith Desiree. The question still is, how is he going to get this Tenpai Dragon Chandra off the field?
We could link away the Desiree.
Sure, yeah, if he had the Agmon Day here, it would be so nice. but he is going to use the effect of Fiendsmith sequence on the field. It can use it on the field or in the graveyard to equip itself to a Fiendsmith non-link. So now it can't.
So I can pick the position or no?
It can't be targeted, and it can negate 2 face-up cards.
Okay. With attack, right? Yeah.
Thanks to the link rating of Fiendsmith sequence being 2. Now it's up to Nicholas. What can he do? He has a lot here, actually. I wonder if Steven just forgot about the Genroku when he moved to the battle phase there.
Here we're going to see maybe this not Ultimate Slayer.
Does he have fusion? I'm assuming he doesn't have a fusion.
He has to have at least one in there.
Yeah, there's a Garura. So it looks like he goes the normal summon Genroku. All of a sudden, Steven not in as great shape as it felt like he was previous to that battle phase from last turn.
This is a very tense moment here in our second game.
I'm struggling to breathe. I'm
Yeah.
nervous. Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
he has Feed System
in
Paradise,
Paradise.
being activated on the field. This card is incredible on the field. If you have, since the Desert is on the field, it sends all other cards except the Fusion to the graveyard.
And even if he chains the Genroku,
He can negate, or
Hey.
the Genroku, he can tribute that off the field. It'll come back, and that's enough.
That's it.
Nicholas concedes. Nicholas concedes, and Steven Trifanowski is your YCS Anaheim 2024 champion with Fiendsmith Ryzeal.
He's-
Incredible.
sneaks in at 32nd. It's almost as if it was destiny this weekend.
It just really feels like it was destiny. I don't know how else to describe it. Came in 32nd place, and somehow, some way, he wins the YCS. Steven Trifanowski, just wow. Wow. You see him. That's, yeah, just, I know this is an incredible moment for him. He's wanted a YCS win for some time, and now here he is. It looks like Kangas is already up there, ready to do an interview with our champion, so I think we're just going to let Kangas take it away.
All right, we are live here. YCS Anaheim, welcome your new champion, Steven Trifanowski. Triv, I got to start off by saying, well, first off, how are you feeling right now? What emotions are you going through? You just won the YCS Anaheim.
Not surprised.
All right, well, let's ask it a different way then. This was your last chance to win a YCS this year. So I want to ask you, what was that experience like coming into this event, knowing that? How much weight did that add to this win?
It was really nothing. I knew I wanted to win a YCS in 2024, so I went to the last one. That's all I needed. Yeah, let's go! And one more thing. Look at this. Everyone look behind over here. I said this already twice I was up here. If you're not in a YCS, but you love Yu-Gi-Oh!, this is the greatest feeling of my life right now. You guys are missing out. You gotta come. Let's go!
Shout out to everybody in attendance here. Thank you for that one, Trip. I got to ask, final question here. I love getting into the mind of a champion, as you are one now. It was a long journey to get to this point. What did you learn about yourself this past year in preparation, getting yourself ready to win today?
If you work hard every day at anything, Yu-Gi-Oh! Especially, you're just gonna have a better chance to win than your opponents. So if you're playing like 30 games a day for months and years, you're bound to win. The same goes for anything. So that's why I think the reason I won, and the same goes for anything you guys are doing in real life too, is work hard at it, you'll get it, no matter what. So that's why I'm not surprised, because I deserve this and I put in the work.
Congratulations, Steven Trifanowski. One more time, everybody, YCS Anaheim, your champion!
Oh, just an incredible moment.
Okay,
here in
okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
So
history.
I need to practice more with my Crystal
Becoming a
Beast deck.
YCS champion. You know, he said he put the time in. I can, feel for that. That it does pay dividends. Like, it may not guarantee that you win. But it puts you in you have a better chance of winning the more times you practice. You can't always expect the results, even though it sounds like he expected this and it was nothing, but this is over a decade in the making. He's been trying to win a YCS for a very long time. It won't always happen overnight, but you can't ever give up.
Absolutely. One of the things that people would often say is it needs to be your weekend no matter what. The stars need to align in a certain way. However, by putting in the work as he's done now for just months and years leading up to this event, he's put himself into the best position to maximize those opportunities so that one day it could be his weekend, and that's what we just witnessed now.
Exactly. I mean, he makes it sound like it's easy because it feels easy maybe after all that hard work, but it is not. It does have to be your weekend. The stars have to align. But I always tell people you just have to put yourself in the best position to win and be happy if you do, but sometimes it just won't work out. I mean, even for preparation it applies, for the game itself it applies. Sometimes you don't draw good. You can't get frustrated by your bad hand. You just have to see, well, what can I do to put myself in the best position to win this game? And yeah, Steven's right. You can apply that to life. There's going to be things out of your control that you can't deal with, but you're going to have to roll with those punches and then just keep on keeping on. Like, you either give up or you end up winning and becoming a YCS champion one day. Just absolutely incredible. I mean, and to use it with a brand new strategy, I know he practiced a lot in this week coming up to this tournament with his brand new deck, being able to find out to mix it with the Fiendsmith cards, knowing that is how you can maybe get an edge in the mirror match as well. I'm always a fan of hybrid strategies, even back to like Zodiacs. I was like a true Jaco Zodiac, never really liked to play pure. And that's something you can learn from testing. You just want to make sure you're comfortable with the deck. You don't play a deck because everyone's like, oh, this is the best deck. Your deck's no good. That's not a reasoning you want to ever listen to. You want to play with what you're comfortable with and what you think works for you. And at the end of the day, it's all about having fun. Yu-Gi-Oh's a fun game. It's about meeting friends, breaking down those barriers from around the world, and meeting people from all over the place. It transcends language barriers. It transcends everything. I have friends, I mean, in another life, we would never become friends.
No.
Completely different places on America, but yet we have a decade of a friendship, behind us now, and hopefully a decade in the future. And I hope you out there that are playing Yu-Gi-Oh are also make some friends along the way and get to enjoy this wonderful game.
It's almost a decade and a half, Billy. We're getting old.
Please don't you keep adding these years. Every time I'm like, oh yeah, Castell. It just came out not too long ago. Just, 15 years or something like that. Because, yeah, it's so funny to think about. But just, Yu-Gi-Oh's the best game out there. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But
I think I just heard that Jerome is ready.
Jerome, what, are we waiting on something? Is there something we're waiting for? Well, either way, it's been a fantastic weekend. Thank you for joining us. We'll let Jerome take away and we'll close out the show.
Duelists at the YCS Anaheim Convention Center. Duelists around the world. Please welcome YCS commentator, WCS commentator, and Konami representative, Jerome.
Here comes the band list.
You've been teasing us all day. Is it finally time?
I heard a while back that you tried to steal this thing backstage. What's up with that?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, if you want to see it so badly, you're going to help me with this.
What do we feel about that, YCS Anaheim? Yeah? All right, up first, what are we going to see here?
Start with the Unlimits. Unlimits. There's a lot of them. Starting with Blaster, Dragon Ruler of Infernos. Dino Wrestler, Pankratops. Lunalite Tiger. Redox, Dragon Ruler of Boulders. Rescue Ace, Airlifter. Tempest, Dragon Ruler of Storms. Tidal, Dragon Ruler of Waterfalls. Thunder Dragon Colossus. Ebe, the World Chalice Justiciar. And finally, opening of the Spirit Gates.
All right, Jerome, that was a lot of Unlimits. You were right about that. What's coming next?
Next up is the Semi-Limits. Fewer of these. All right, here we go. Semi-Limited. Cyberjar. Danger, Jackalope. Danger, Tsuchinoko. Ava. And finally, Performapal Monkey Board.
All right, Jerome, that's semi-limits. What's next?
Are we ready for some limits? All right, I got some limits. Let's start with Tenpai Dragon Chundra. Apologies to our runner-up. Next up is Phantom of Yubel. Apologies to our runner-up once again, but Sangad Kaiman. And finally, one card is also going from Forbidden to Limited. It is Zodiac Barrage.
All right, Jerome, you got the crowd electric with the limits. I think there's one thing left. Let's not keep the people waiting.
There is, and I got them right here. The cards that are now forbidden in the advanced format. They are Gimmick Puppet Nightmare. Jaugen the Spiritualist. And finally, Original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye. And that is the new Forbidden and Limited card list update. That list is going to take effect tonight at midnight.
Thank you very much, Jerome. One more time, everybody. What's this time for Jerome? Now let's throw it back on over to the casters to get their thoughts, because that was a big one.
All right, thank you, Kangas. That was an epic moment to hear about that update from the Forbidden Limited list with those live reactions. It looks like everyone had a good time. It's probably going to take some time for the players to digest what happened and everything, but exciting moment.
I know. The fact that we got to watch that live, it's just a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Yeah, definitely was. And going to a YCS could also be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, but you should do it more than once, I promise you. But if one's coming near you, maybe within driving distance, maybe 4 to 6 hours, you should 100% get some friends together and go. It's a lot of fun. I guarantee you'll meet some awesome people who also share similar interests. We all love Yu-Gi-Oh! At the end of the day. It's the greatest trading card game around. But thank you so much for playing. Thank you so much for joining us this weekend. Any final thoughts, Joe?
Can't wait for Orlando.
Can't wait for YCS Orlando. That's right. It's going to be epic. That's going to be next year, early, I think February 1st and 2nd will be our next live-streamed YCS in Orlando. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, a wonderful rest of the year, and we're going to go ahead and send it over to Kangas to close out the show. Thank you for joining us.
Hello and welcome one final time, duelists from around the world. That's it for YCS Anaheim, and that is it for 2024 YCS coverage. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. An eventful weekend. Shout out to Steven Trivanovsky, your YCS Anaheim champion. Shout out to Jerome and everybody at Konami for the updated Forbidden and Limited list. The next time you'll find us is next year. Check us out at YCS Orlando, February 1st and 2nd. Until then, duel on, and we'll see you next time.